Thomas.
Michael.
Proceed.
I wanted to add to some of this information that you just had, but the Harris County clerk, his authorization, as best I can tell, to spend up to $27 million right now on the November 3rd election. In 2018, Stan Standard had a budget of $4 million. I made an open records request for how much the clerk has spent with Troutman and Hollis, but also the Harris County attorney has spent an ungodly amount of money with other attorney contractors for the legal challenges, and no one knows how much that is. And they just switched over to establish a toll road slush fund for other expenses, and I don't know how much of that slush fund is going to go to this. But I made an open records request, and also on Tuesday, on the supplemental agenda, item 3 was for 12 contractors, consultants for the election with no detail, no estimated amount of money. And, of course, the 2 Republican commissioners voted against it, but the 3 Democrats voted for it with just no information. It's all being hidden. And they've got cover because Boss Og is not going to do anything.
Right. See,
but people need to be outraged.
Yes, that is. So we got a couple of things at play here. You have 4. The way Harris County is set up, you have 4 districts. They're called precincts, and the county, which is a big county, really big county. I think it's the 3rd. Don't get me lying. I remember when Robert Eccles was county judge, he used to say that it was bigger. I think it was bigger than 3 states. The county itself was. It's a big, big county. So the county is split into 4 districts, which are called precincts. So that's Precinct 1 Commissioner, Precinct 2 Commissioner, Precinct 3 Commissioner, Precinct 4 Commissioner. And then you have the person who handles not an individual precinct, but the county-wide functions, and that is the county judge, which is the county mayor. So the county judge is the comandante. It used to be the case that Harris County's county court was all Republican except for 1 Democrat. That Democrat handled the southwest precinct, and that was El Franco Lee. And he was elected in 1984, and he was there until he died. He was replaced by Rodney Ellis. The other 3 precincts, which was, speaking very loosely, the northwest portion, which has long been held by Steve Radack, the northeast portion, which was long held by Jerry Eversole and is now Cactus Jack Cagle, and the southeast portion, which was Mormon and then Sylvia Garcia, and is now the former sheriff, Adrian Garcia. So what happened was that southeast precinct that was long Republican, now that's Democrat. The southwest precinct, that's Rodney Ellis, that's long been Democrat, that's Democrat. The northwest and northeast are both Republican, and the county judge was Ed Emmett and Robert Eccles for a long time before that. So it was always 3-2 or 4-1 if there was a split on Commissioner's Court. On county-wide issues like this, voter integrity. Now, with the Comandante winning in the straight ticket voting, now you've got a situation where you've got 3-2 Democrat-Republican. By the way, there is a very important election. This is why you're going to need to go down the ballot and vote Republican all the way down. There's a fellow named Tom Ramsey, good guy. He was the mayor of, I think it was Spring Valley, from 12 to 20. I know they had their elections or their turnover earlier this year. Ask anybody. I'll tell you, if you want to see the best run government in our region, the best run government, and I've studied them all, is the villages and their mayors. Piney Point, Bunker Hill, Hedwig Village, Hunters Creek, Hillshire Village, Spring Valley. Those communities, their mayors are not paid, so you start there. They're not doing this to make any money. Their mayors all have actual professional backgrounds. Tom Ramsey, great example. Engineer with a very, very well-respected firm in town, Klotz Engineering. I know those guys when I was on city council. Wayne Klotz was longtime head of that organization, and Tom Ramsey was their top engineer. So let's take a place like Spring Valley. I-10 and, say, Campbell. When you look at how those communities are run, the values in those communities are through the roof because they zone to Memorial High School instead of one of the thug schools, and they're well run. They don't run social programs. They don't run illegal alien, counseling programs. They don't run drug welfare programs. They actually provide for good drainage, good streets, good fire, good police, clean water. Imagine that. A city actually running itself well. Anyway, Ramsey, that guy who was an engineer for all these years, is running to succeed Steve Radack. Now, it's not a net pickup. Radack's a conservative Republican. But it is holding on to that seat so that in 2 years, when we have the opportunity to take back the county judge's seat, if the Republican Party can get off its ass in Harris County, if we can win that seat, we can go back to a 3-2 majority and at least stamp out some of this corruption. So I am urging a vote for Tom Ramsey in that county commissioner seat.